Between 2001 to 2010, we heard about Taliban and Al Qaeda all across the news. We heard about the terrible things they did in the Middle East and Afghanistan. But in the last half decade, we have been hearing a new term called ISIS, which stands for Islamic State of Iraq and Syria. Known for their barbaric ways of executing innocent people on a live camera and broadcasting it on the social media to sell a brand of fear unheard of, caught the attention of radical Muslims across the globe. While its initial existence was confined to the Middle East, the social media played a major role in recruiting foot soldiers across the globe, ensuring chaos and mayhem in various countries. Europe was one of the worst affected, with United Kingdom, France, and Germany witnessing a dozen attacks in which close to 500 people were killed. With civilians getting impatient and sick of the spineless socialism that is prevalent in Europe, the governments tried to talk about strong measures in checking the refugee influx from the Middle East. It was at this juncture in London where the #NotInMyName campaign was coined. Aimed at winning the confidence of the locals and through condemning the acts of terror, the British Muslims tried to pledge their conformity to peace. The Not in My Name campaign was successful as it captured the leftist media's imagination since they had a new story to tell. 7,000 miles away in India, there have been a string of attacks on people carrying cattle or cattle meat in the form of mob vigilantism. While the attacks were sporadic in nature, committed by the fringe elements, and also that the victims were in single digits, the left wanted to seek a design to it, and thus built a story blaming the majority community and the government. This is precisely where the Islamic State of Indian media comes into the picture. With a flood of non-stop mainstream and social media coverage, they tried to build a narrative to make the Hindu community apologetic and compare the sporadic attacks to those of ISIS. The purported campaign Not in My Name is all over the media and a war cry has been successfully made. Despite the Prime Minister regularly condemning such attacks, the media flared up the insecurity. But their happiness of that campaign was short-lived. Another incident of mob violence raged through Bengal over a Facebook post, and this time the media did what it is best at: bury its head into the sand and feign ignorance. The Islamic State of Indian media has always been hell-bent on converting you, us, and I into an undeservingly apologetic society. It is time to go beyond the narratives and condemn any kind of violence or any kind of propaganda.